Good morning, students. Good morning to all. So, in our last class, we have studied about the economic system, right? So, in this economic system, we have studied the three types of economic system: capitalistic, socialistic, and at last, we have studied the mixed economy or mixedism, right? So, already we have studied these three economic system very well. But today we will study just the comparison of three capitalisms. Okay, some of the features of three types of economic systems. Okay, just a comparisons of three types of economic system. Okay, the comparison of three different economic systems. Okay, first we will study about the features. One of the features. If you are considering the features, what will happen or how will be there in capitalism and socialism and mixedism. Okay, first one of the feature is ownership of means of productions. Okay, so in capitalism how will be the ownership of means of production. So under the capitalism, so the ownership of means of productions will be as a privately. Okay, so all the economic system, all the economic activities and the deciding the basic problems, everything will be undertaken by the private. Okay, but under the socialism, public ownership. Okay, under the socialism, so the ownership and the means of productions will be undertaken by the public ownership or held by the public, that is the government. Okay, so all the basic problems and the economic activities, everything will be undertaken by the public. Okay, but in mixedism, okay, in mixedism, ownership and means of productions will be undertaken and controlled by both private and public. Okay, so in capitalism the ownership of means of productions will be in private hand. In socialism it will be in a public hand. But in the mixedism, so the ownership and the means of productions will be undertaken in both private and public. Okay, next, economic motive. Okay, how the economic motive will be there in different economic system. So first, in capitalism the economic motive will be as a profit. Okay, because so many of the entrepreneur and the capitalistic people will have one of the main aim is profit, earning more profit. Okay, but same time the socialism, so the economic motive under the socialism is social welfare. Okay, even many opportunities there to earning more profit, so the government also providing some of the social welfare activities or social welfare motive. Okay, but if you are seeing the mixedism, under the mixedism, so the economic motive will like a social welfare and the profit motive. Okay, in mixedism, so the private, all the private ownership have one of the profit motive, and at the same time, so the government will having the social welfare motive. Okay, next, solution of central problem. Okay, if any of the problem was raised under the capitalism, socialism and mixedism, how they will undertaken. Okay, so under the capitalism, so the solution of the central problem will be removed by free market system. Free market system means, I remember, so the laissez-faire policies, so there is no government interventions. Okay, so without government interventions, so all the basic problems, all the economic activity will be undertaken by the capitalistic only. Okay, but in the same time socialism, central planning system. Okay, if all the basic problems and all the economic activities also will be drawn and regulated and controlled by the central planning authorities, that is the government hand. Okay, but in this mixedism, so the central problem will be undertaken and regulated by both private and public, right? Okay. Next, government role. Okay. One of the feature is government role. Okay. Under the different economic system, how the government role will be there, or how the government will be taking their participate. Okay, so first, if you are taking the capitalism, so the government role only will be in this internal level. That is the internal regulations. Internal regulations means there is no more intervention to production and consumption and the basic economic problems. Okay, the government only will be providing or only will be intervening to the defense and their infrastructures only. Okay, and not only that, the government only give some of the help to the private entrepreneurship. Okay, but in this government role under the socialism, so the government role always will have most dominant complete involvement. Okay, only the government only have all the power to taking economic activities. Okay, there is no freedom for the private entrepreneurs. Next, limited role, where under the mixedism, so the government role will be there, but in this limited mean, so the private also have the rights, but the government only will be controlled directly and indirectly. Okay, so in government role will be limited in this mixedism. Okay, next, income distribution. Okay, how the income distribution will be there under the three economic system means. First, if you are taking the capitalism, the income distribution will be inequality. Okay, the income distribution only will going to the particular persons, particular hands, the capitalistic peoples. Okay, those who are invested at the beginning level, or otherwise, so in this only the income will going to the entrepreneurs. Okay, but in the socialism, income distributions will be as equal mean, so if you are considering the sector wise, so the income distributions will spread at all other sectors, the agricultural sectors and the consumers and the producers and the richest and poorest. Okay, so because government interventions, so the government will taking more action to spreading their income throughout the society. Okay, so the income distribution will be as equal in socialism. Okay, but in the mixedism, so income distributions will be less unequal mean, suppose already we have studied, suppose if the government having the more power to taking the all economic activities only by the government mean, so the equality will be move through all over the societies. Okay, otherwise suppose the government have some of the benefit from the private hand or the private people mean, so the inequality will be erased. Okay, next, the nature of enterprises. Okay, so under the capitalism, private enterprises, already it is the main concept mean the easy first basic concept. Okay, so the private enterprises under the capitalism, so all the enterprises mean just you think as commercial activities. Okay, from the production to distribution, so all the activities will be undertaken and controlled by the private enterprises. Okay, but in the socialism, so all the economic activities and the commercial activities also will be undertaken by the government enterprises. But in this mixedism, so both the private also will have the rights to distributing the commodity to the consumers and the same government also. Okay, next, economic freedom. Okay, how the economic freedom is enjoyed by the three economic systems. So under the capitalism, complete freedom is there. Complete freedom means, so the basic problem we have studied, so all the nations also have some of the basic problems. If any of the nations have the complete freedom to taking the decision about the basic economic problem, that we can consider the complete freedom. Okay, but in this socialism, so the economic freedom will be very low. Okay, because so many power, or all the power, most of the power only will be in the hand of government. Okay, so there is no more economic freedom to select the productions and the means of productions. Okay, but in the mixedism, so the limited freedom mean, so the private sectors will not have the power to produce or intervene to the major industries. Okay, but in the same time it will have the more freedom to determining the market forces also. So under the mixedism, so the private peoples and the government also have some of the limited freedom. So under the mixedism, so the government also having some of the limited freedom to intervene in the administrations of private, right? Next, major problem. What's the major problem in this capitalism? Okay, what is the major problem in the capitalism means inequality. Inequality means we have studied, so the rich people, the society will classify in two types: the rich people and the poorer, or the producer and the consumer. Okay, the rich people only will become as a richer, and poor people will become as a poor only. Next, inefficiency. Where in the socialism, what is the major problem in inefficiency? So many of the government company did not having the power and interest to continuing their public organizations. Okay, for example, now the railway and the telecom sector also is went to the hands of private. Okay, so what is the major problem in this socialism means, so inefficiency. Okay, but in this mixedism, what is the major problem mean? Both. Sometimes the government will not having the power and interest and decision to continue any of the industries, but at the same time, because of having the private sector, so the inequality also will be increased. Okay, so the major features already we have studied. Okay, students, so we have fully studied the basic economic system or types of economic systems. Okay, now we will go to the next concept. This next concept of macroeconomics. Concept of macroeconomics. In this macroeconomic, some of the important concepts are there. So what are the main important concepts mean? We have to study about the variables in this stock and flow variables. Because when we are studying about the macroeconomics, in major area or more area, we will study about the stock and some of the flow variables only. So first, if you are taking the stock, it refers to a quantity of commodity measured at a point of time. It refers to a quantity of commodity measured at a point of time. Okay, for example, money supply, unemployment level, foreign exchange, and capital. Otherwise we can say some of the buildings also. Okay, some of the capital will be there as a static level, that we can consider as a stock. Otherwise we will say the stock is a quantity which is measured of a particular period of time. Simply if you want to understand, so we can say the stock is a quantity of a commodity that is constant at a point of time, constant, okay, at a static level. Okay, what are the stocks, what are the commodities will be there in as a stock as a constant level. So suppose the money supply, okay, so the money supply is supplied by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so the money supply also will be the same. Otherwise, suppose we can say as a building. Okay, if you are taking the building in within a particular time, so the building will not change. Okay, otherwise the capital, so the capital also will not change in a particular time within a 1 hour, 1 year, or within a 1 month, or some short period, it will not be changed. Okay, so which are the commodities will be there as a constant level, as a static, that can we say as a stock. Understand? Next one is flow. The flow variables are measured over a period of time. Okay, the flow variable is a variable, it is measured over a period of time. What are the factors are moving or changeable within a particular time, that every factors also we can consider as a flow. Okay, so the national income, imports, consumption, production, investment, and the salary, and everything also will come under the flow variable. Okay, so suppose in this name itself you can understand the stock mean it is the constant commodity. Okay, it's a static variable, it will measured at a point of time. Okay, the flow variable is measured over a period of time. Okay, but it will be consist of some changeable. So the national income, imports, consumption, production, investment, and you can also thinking what are the variables will be changed within a particular period of time. Okay, next one is economic models. Students, please listen and understand the difference between stock and flow variables. If you not understand, please ask me. Okay, next we will go to the economic models. What do you understand by the economic models? So economic model is a simplified representation of a real situations, the economic situations. Now our government is also collecting the populations or the data of the populations. Okay, so for the purpose of showing the real situations, so the economist or some of the analysts will use the economic models. Okay, mostly in our the economic models only will be used. So the supply demand model and the circular flow of model we will study in later. So mostly the economic models used by the economist for describing the economic activities and their relationships and their behavior. Okay, otherwise the circular, how the circular is coming from one sector to another sector, everything will be showed and described by the economic models only. Okay, not only the economics, in the statisticals also the economic models have been used by very mostly. As a simple meaning, economic model is an explanation of how the economy or the part of economy works. So many models are used and tried by the mathematics and graphs and equations. And in economics, some of the tests also will be used to showing the or describing the sectors or describing the connection between flow and variables, maybe the chi-square test, t-square test, and some of the tests also used in economics. We will study in later. In economics, mostly used the circular flow of income model. Okay, the circular flow of income model. The circular flow of income is a model of an economy showing connection between different sector of economy. Different sector means, so the we can consider the two sector, the agricultural sector and the industrial sector and the service sector. Okay, the how the income is moving from one sector to another sector is also explained by the circular flow of income. Okay, otherwise another some of the sector also is there: household sector, firms and government and some external activities. Okay, so how the national income or the flow of income is connecting with each other sectors. So it shows flows of income, goods and services, and factors of production between economic agents such as firms, households, and government and nations. Okay, simply, so if you want to say about this economic model, not the economic model, the circular flow of income model. Okay, so the factor of productions and income and some of the goods and services also will moving from one sector to another sector, right? One sector mean from the household sector to firm, okay, or government. Okay, by using the circular flow of income model, we can clearly understand how the income and the goods and services and factors of productions will moving from one sector to another sector. That is the use of the circular flow of model. And the circular flow of model not only used by the economists, some of the accounts in others, that is the accountants also or account sections also will be used the economic models or circular flow of income models. Okay, there are three models of circular flow of income representing the major economic system. Okay, we have studied, under the major economic system, so the types of sector model will be used. Okay, the model circular flow of income will be used under the economic system or on the basis of the economic system. Okay, first the two sector model. The two sector model is for a simple economy with the household and firms. Okay, so the two sector model will explain about how the income and factor of production moving from the two sectors, that is the firms and household. Okay, how the goods and services income and the factor of production moving from the firms to household and household to firms. Okay, in this way how the income is created, it is explained by the two sector model. Next is the three sector model. In this three sector model, explain it is for a mixed and closed economy with the household, firms and government. Have you remember the mixed economy or the closed economy? Not the mixed economy, sorry, it's a closed economy. Have you remember about the closed economy? Closed economy mean there is no import and export. That is, there is no external activities, external economic activities. Okay, in a nations there is no external economic activities mean how the income, factor of productions and goods and services will moving from three sector, between these three sectors. What sector? The firm, household and the government. Okay, so normally the government only will involved in this export. Okay, but without export, without international economics, how the income factor production and the goods and services will moving from one sector to other two sector is explained by three sector model. Okay, next one is four sector model. Four sector model is nothing. So already we have studied no three sector model. With within the three sector model, addition one of the sector will be added in this three sector model. That is the four sector model. So what sector will be added in this three sector model mean? So the internal the external activities, the international activities, international economics or the international business will be come within the three sector model. So the four sector model is an open economy with the household, firms and government. Okay, because some of the people also will move from one nation to another of the nations and they will earn more income than domestic nations, and some of the firm also will import and export to the other countries, like the government also will doing the same. Okay, when they are involving the external activities, how the income factor of production goods or services moving from one sector to all other three sector is explained by four sector model. So in this two sector and three sector and four sector, so the three sectors are used, for the household sectors and the firms and the government. So first we can some of the features of the household sector. The household sector is the sole buyer of goods and services and the sole supplier of the factor of production to the firms. Okay, so from the household to the individual consumer only will consume all commodities what they want, right? But they are but for production of the commodities, the household sector only will providing the fact of production to producing the commodity, right? The household sector only will spend all their income to consuming the commodities produced by the farm. Okay, so the farm no need to consuming all the produced commodity. The household sector also earning the income from the farm by going the work in the farms. Okay, other ways providing the factor of production to the farms. So in the side of household sector, we can take all the consumers and the factor of production. In this factor of production, so the first the major factor of production is there, labor. The labor and the consumer only is called as a household sector, and their income also. Their income also considered as one of the factor of the household sectors. Another one is firms. So what are the features is there in these firms mean? The farm sector generates its revenue by selling goods and services to the household sector. Okay, suppose if you are taking any of the farms, the farms will earning their income by using the factor of production for producing any of the commodities. Okay, when they are producing the commodities, they have to pay the income, not the income, they have to pay the salary as the wages to the peoples or the labors. Okay, but they will earning more income by producing commodity. But not only that, what are the product was produced by the labor must be going to the same household sector, right? And not only that, so the firms earning income in the way of hiring the factor of productions, land, labor, capital, and organizations. Simply, so we can consider the household sector only. But the firm sector sells the entire output to the household. Okay, so in this two sector model, not the two sector model, so the features of the household sector and the firm. So the household sector only will providing the factor of production to the firms to producing the commodities. Okay, but the firms only providing the wages for the laborer to consuming all the commodities what they want and produced by the same labor. Okay students, then today is enough I think. So tomorrow we will study about the two sector model and the three sector model and the four sector model. Okay, how the difference between, how the relations between the all sectors. Thank you students. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Tomorrow we will study about the remaining portions.